McCauley, pray it off in Syracuse, New York. Now I'm talking about flexibility. And usually when things happen to us, the first things that don't go our way is we start whining about it. We start complaining about it. We start talking about it to the first person who will listen, and then we'll tell the second person. We won't shut up about it. We'll say, can you believe this? Can you believe what happened? Can you believe this? Because we want validation. We want these other people to say, oh my gosh, that's awful. And it makes us feel better because they think it's awful. And it is awful. So we complain, we whine, we tell other people. You usually don't say to someone, well, you know, this happened, and I decided to pray about it and go with the roll the punches, and things turned out better, and I'm happier because of it. Most people don't say that because they're too busy complaining and whining. And another thing we do about it is eat over it. I can't tell you, at least 5 people said to me, I gained this week because I had a rough week. Rough week equates eating extra food. Rough week, we need to train ourselves to say, I had a rough week and I never got off my knees. I had a rough week and I prayed nonstop. I had a rough week and I went and lit a candle and asked St. Anne the blood. Today is the feast of the Annunciation. Mary said yes and changed the whole course of history. We need to say yes to life and say, wait a minute, God, that's not what I really wanted. Show me your way. Show me what I'm supposed to do. Show me what I'm supposed to learn over this. Help me not to eat over it. So we need to have flexibility in our home life, and then you'll have less conflict and more understanding between family members. We need to work on our self-awareness. Some of the most unflexible people think they're flexible. They go, oh, I'm really flexible, and I'm over there going, oh, no, they're not. At least I admit I'm not flexible. Some people do not see themselves. I always call it the American Idol syndrome, where they get up and they audition and they're so bad and they get kicked off, and then you see them crying and they're going, they made a big mistake. I'm a real talent. I'm going to show them. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. You're really bad. But they think they're good. And we think we're flexible and we're not. We need to take a step out of our comfort zone. I'm going to call Joseph from Verizon, and I'm going to let him tell me the benefits of FiOS. And I'm going to see. I mean, I am going to step out of my comfort zone, and I want you to join me. We need to speak up more often. That's true for some people. That's not true for me. I need to shut up more often. I need to shut up and think and listen and pray. Also, small steps. I cannot say the benefit of small steps. I have been working on our basement. It got flooded. I've been working in so many areas, and Bob and I are like, whoa, we're making progress. Baby steps. Every day, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Same thing with weight. We're not going to lose 50 pounds in one day. We need to take baby steps. Our greatest stress and frustration in life is, let's say you go, I'm going to do really good on my diet this week. And you get to work and they give you all this extra work. And you think, how can I do good on my diet this week? They're giving me all this extra work and I'm going to need to have a donut now. I'll do extra good on my diet next week. The first thing that knocks you off your kidder, knocks you off your plan, you go right down to the tubes. How often have we done that? And that's where we need to be flexible. Well, the boss is giving me more work. There's a couple of things. Either I will do it or I won't. Either I'll finish it or I won't. Will I get fired over this? Sometimes I almost killed myself because I didn't want to be late for work. Nothing would have happened if I was late. I wouldn't have gotten fired. I mean, your life is more valuable than maybe being late. So we need to let go of our attachment to thinking that things have to be a certain way. And another thing is it's okay to be wrong. You know, one of the leading guys on the American hockey team for the Olympics, the one who got his teeth knocked out, I'm out to dinner with a couple of friends, and I said to the guy, and his mother won an Olympic medal. And he goes, oh, no, she didn't. And, you know, she didn't win an Olympic medal. She played hockey, but she won an Olympic medal. And I'm like, yes, she did. I was positive that she had won an Olympic medal. And he gets out his phone, because you can find an answer immediately, and she had won some national championship, but I had actually seen it online that she won an Olympic medal. So you can't believe everything you see online, because she really didn't. And it was okay to be wrong. It's okay. And some people just can't be wrong. They cannot be wrong. Don't take yourself too seriously. Some people just can't laugh at themselves. You know, one of my friends was having a birthday party and she was discussing her liquor budget with my sister. And she says to the friend, she says, oh, you don't need to budget that much money because Ellen's not drinking. And I laughed hysterically when she told me that. You know, if I was drinking, the budget would be double, ha ha ha. I didn't find that insulting at all, I just thought it was funny. We need to laugh at ourselves. And we need to go with the flow. Bob and I even have emotion. This is it. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Your kids call up and they go, oh, guess what I'm going to do, Mom? And you're thinking, oh my God, oh, go with the flow. All they want you to hear, all they want to hear is, that's great, oh wow, yeah, wow, wonderful, yeah, good. They don't want you to hear, wait a minute, that's a bad idea. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, great, love you, go with the flow. And that's what's good about going with the flow. You can go with the flow and not necessarily believe it, but it helps out from being in a lot of fights. Also, get support and feedback. Many times I've called Jean, the vice president, and said, Jean, blah, 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 what do you think about that? And I get her take on it. Or I say to Bob, what do you think about that? And you really need, don't always go to your yes people. I mean, you could look like crap. And I could come in here and look like crap, but I could say, how do I look? You look great. You look fabulous. And what I love about it, my sister and I go to the same hairdresser. And we've been using these products to make our hair like grow more. So she says to the hairstylist, she goes, hey Stacy, I've been using these products. Do you think my hair looks thicker? And Stacy's like, no, not really. And May goes, what I love about it is she was honest. She didn't blow smoke. I mean, how many people in your life, they just say what you want to hear? And we need to have that person in our life that will actually be honest. And you know, this is what I miss about my mother, because she would say, you look like crap, what are you doing? She would always call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Also, the 11 habits of exceptionally flexible people is, I mean, you gotta not be too quick to judge. You have to just see the lay of the land. One time this lady, and she's with Jesus now, she joined the Pray It Off, and I didn't really warm up to her. I thought she was aloof, I thought, you know, she's okay. You know, I just didn't feel the warm fuzzies, you know, the love just wasn't pouring out. And after a few weeks, I noticed that she seemed to be a little more outgoing a little bit, and then she comes up to me one day, you know, and she says, I came early, because I wanted to tell you, that joining Pray It Off was one of the hardest things I ever did, because I lost a child. I lost my adult child. And I just wanted to die. I didn't want to go on living. And I didn't care about the spin. I didn't care about anything. And then I said, I just felt God telling me to join this group. And she says, it's done so much. Not just for my weight, but just for my outlook at life. I love my table members. I love listening to your talk. I can't thank you enough. You've changed my life. And as she walked away, I thought, my first judgment was just to say, she's kind of aloof. She's a little, you know, she certainly had reason to after what she had gone through. And I learned that lesson at 54 years old. I really give people so much more the benefit of the doubt. Let them live their lives. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's happening. We really need to just go with the flow and let people be who they are, because we don't know what their lives are. We need to seek comfort in what is. Exceptional people are adaptable, they stay in control, and they don't freak out. I will admit that I've been known to have a pretty good freak out. And I've gotten a lot better at that the older I get. They think on their feet, they can multitask, they're creative, they have emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means that you take a deep breath, you think before you talk, before you react. You even say, you know what, I'm going to follow up on that test tomorrow. They see the humor in life and they're well liked. Stop right there, Bobby.